collection.
What is your
for March.
projection?
For the projection po, Mr. Chair, assuming 100 USD per barrel on average price, for 3 months, it will be around 13.9 billion additional VAT collection. For 8 months, it's at 36.3 billion pesos po, Mr. Chair.
For 3 months, ilan?
13.9 billion.
30.
13.9.
So we will have to take a look at that because our data shows that you have a windfall of 20.968 billion. That's based on DOE, that's based on PNOC in terms of daily consumption, that's based on the DOE data on price increase. Looking just at a midpoint of 88.5 for diesel increase and 38.5 for gasoline, you're looking at 20.968 billion. Again, the data, we did not invent this. In fact, we just look for a median para hindi masyadong mataas.
Mr. Chair, I think that data is using an assumption of a Dubai crude oil price of 125 USD per barrel. If the average USD per barrel is 125, the additional VAT collection will be 23 billion in 3 months.
How much?
23 billion. And if in 8 months, it's at 60 billion pesos.
Huwag nyo na i-average. Hanapan nyo naman yung movement. You just calculate based on the movement, etc. Using the DOE data kung magkano ang pump price dyan. Hindi mo siya nagbabago weekly eh. So kaya siya ma-determine. Can you give us that calculation later on? Not now. Am I clear?
Yes, Mr.
The
Chair.
price is fixed for a week based on the DOE regulation anyway. So, paki-compute na lang dyan in the last 5 weeks para based on reality talaga yung ating projection.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, may I lang po yung on the transport sector data?
Go ahead.
I-clarify ko lang po, we note nga po na out of the transport sector, may part po doon na malaki will be the public transport and may part din po doon for household. That's why nga po for diesel, ang recommendation po ng DBCC, it's not just we did not recommend suspend with that, parang hindi lang po namin, it's not just wala po kami ginawa sa excise, kaya po ang ginawa namin is the fuel discounts. Kasi po, there's a recognition na malaki po, particularly for diesel, malaki po ang share po doon ng public transport. Kaya yun po yung recommendation ng DPCC, particularly with diesel.
Okay. In the meantime, like I said, unfortunately, I can only speak for myself, Yusek Adriano, but the explanation deserves needs to be more in-depth. It's not as convincing as it is. Because like I said, we're simply proceeding from representations you made to us when the bill was presented to us at that point in time. So, yeah, we'll deal with that a little bit later. At this point, we'll call on... yes, Congressman Franz Pomaren, our chairman of the Transport Committee.
Thank you very much. Yusek, one of the reasons ba that's why you considered not to include the excise tax doon sa gasolina and diesel, is it because may reduction sa price and there's fuel subsidy na ibibigay naman sa mga transport sector?
Yes, Mr. Chair. One consideration is we have to take a look at the whole package po kasi. What is already being provided to the transport sector aside from the fuel, if ever the fuel excise tax suspension or reduction. So when the DBCC met po nga, we have this holistic view of all the intervention being done by the government. And in that context po, sir, dun po napag-decide na meron na pong the net service contracting agreement from the OTR. There's also the AIX from the SWD. And then there's also now the fuel discounts for the transport sector. So kaya po sa diesel, hindi mo namin po tinouch kasi yung, again, the percentage shared po doon ng transport sector, which is the public transport, meron na po tayong binibigay na other interventions, aside pa po doon sa fuel discounts na binigay natin kahapon po.
Yes, Yusek, another thing, no? In your team sa DOF, before you attend the hearing, do you meet and update yung mga papupuntahin nyo dito on what's gonna happen, the projection and everything? Nag-update ba kayo? Na, halimbawa, I will be sending USEC ganito to attend today's hearing. The topic will be like this. Ito ang projection natin na mangyayari. Meron ba kayong ganon?
Mr. Chair, yung office ko po yung nag-project po.
Okay, ganito no? Because I can vividly remember last Monday, si Congressman Rufus raised this question about the excise tax. Sinasabi niya dapat tanggalin na. Actually, hindi lang si Congressman Rufus, all of the Congs here gusto tanggalin na yung tax and everything. But ang DepDep, pati yung DOF, anong sagot nila? Ang sagot nila, we're just waiting for the time kasi kapapasa lang yung batas, may 15 days, may publication, so we're expecting it na mai-implement yun. So ang point ko dito, yung pinapunta yung DOF, yan, nandyan din yung mga, nakikita ko yung same faces na last Monday nandito, yung pinapunta yung DOF ng mga representatives, were very positive na tatanggalin yung excise tax. Then all of a sudden, maya-maya, nagkaroon kayo ng press conference na. So, what's happening in your department?
Mr. Chair, I think the context was we do not want to preempt the announcement of the President. But it was announced nung afternoon, nung Monday afternoon.
Yes, we understand that. We're just waiting for the President to make the announcement. But there were all gang-ho na they're in a positive thinking that it will be approved. Okay? Yan yung sinasabi. Lahat sila, ang paniwala, mag-approve because kailangan and everything. Okay? So anyway, ang isa pang, you know, can I just make a request, Yusek, no? Can we stop using yung word na yung mga riches, mayayaman, will just benefit from that? My district is composed mostly of middle income. Okay, all the villages nandun sa district ko. Yung iba dun, kagaya ng mga middle income, o even sa villages, kagaya ng sinabi ni Congressman Jolo, yan ang mga nagbabayad ng tax. So para tayo sinesegregate natin sila eh. Yung mga ibang middle income sa akin, they use yung gasoline, diesel, they pay for their monthly dues sa pagbili na ng kotse. So maybe can you start using another term for that? Parang pinag-aaway mo yung mayaman tsaka yung mga yung sa lower sector ng society.
Mr. Chair, in addition to that, let us just want to tell them that let us not sugarcoat. Let's just say kung ano yung talagang nangyayari, ano yung tunay na estado. Dahil siyempre, kami nung hiningi nyo yung batas, binigay naman ng House, binigay ng Senado. Dahil naakala namin na gagawin ninyo. Pero, na nakikita natin, we just want kung ano yung nangyayari, yung realidad lang.
Lastly, yes, Deputy Speaker.
Last point, Mr. Chair. Yusek Carlo, no? Have you considered the timing kung kailan makakarating yung mga pinag-uusapan nating assistance? Sinabi nyo, meron naman fuel subsidy, meron naman mga ayuda. By the time siguro umabot doon, baka patay na ang kabayo. I mean, galing sa DBM, i-release nila yan. Pagdating sa DSWD, walang disbursing officer. So in other words, have you considered na yung timing ng